Welcome to the magical Alton Towers Resort, an estate-turned theme park with roots reaching back over 100 years. From a Saxon fort to a Gothic stately home, from a Victorian showpiece to one of Britain's best theme parks, Alton Towers Resort has truly cemented itself into the history books. Today in the month of June 2025, we are here on location at the resort to give you the latest news updates, including construction progress from Project Sunshine opening in 2026, my first thoughts on the brand new ride for 2025 Toxicator, early Scarefest construction, and much more. This is our colossal theme park newsroom update on location from the Alton Towers Resort. This is the Coast Channel YouTube channel, Doncaster born but built for theme parks. Let's get inside the Alton Towers Resort. Of course, the big thing about the Alton Towers Resort is the audiences that come to the park each and every year, and these lot are no different. So this is the site of Alton Towers' brand new attraction for 2025 known as Toxicator. This 78-foot suspended topspin attraction, manufactured by Horse Rides, opened at the start of the season and sits on the site of the former Ripsaw ride, which operated between 1997 and 2015. Now this is the only elevated ride of its type in the country and just one of two of its kind in Europe, the other attraction being Talican over at Phantasialand in Germany. So here we are walking through the queue line of Toxicator, the brand new ride for 2025. Any comments from Phalanx? Everything's under control. So this is the queue line for the ride. Obviously big black fencing, loads of toxic waste barrels on display just outside the queue line. It's kind of utilising part of Ripsaw's former queue line as well as some new queue line spots for the attraction. Obviously refining the future, good markings all around the different walls around the ride, utilising the tunnel to its effect. So this is a shot of some of the extended queue line that we just went through literally in the last minute. As you can see, part of it will use some of old Ripsaw queue line. Obviously just over there is actually where some of Ripsaw's queue used to be, near where the old bridge used to be. So this is sort of more newer queue line, but over there where the new fencing is exactly where Ripsaw's old queue would have been, or parts of it. So as you can see, the queue line is extended up here, but it's all been designed very well. You've got all the toxic theming nearby, wasparium. So I've just done my very first ride on Toxicator, the brand new Huss suspended topspin here at the Alton Towers Resort, a brand new 78-foot elevated suspended topspin. I love that ride. What I love the most is because the constant flips, the story of the ride. And one thing I'll say about that, the story of the ride, not just the theming, not just the queue line, not just the entry experience, the Phalanx uniforms for the operating staff, which is just fantastic touch by the way, Alton Towers. What I mean by the story of the ride, there we go, is the ride experience itself. And what I mean by that is, for me, it wasn't just constant flip, constant flip, constant flip. It was a case of teasing you and then getting you to a certain point, then you flip. And it weren't just constant flips, it was actually teasing you at some points, flipping you. And obviously the fountains tease you a couple of times. You don't get splashed by the fountains at the minute, which is obviously a shame, but I'm pretty sure they're getting them back up and running again to maximum capacity before they start giving you that kind of cycle. But overall for me, I'd say it's arguably one of the best flat rides Alton Towers have ever done. Out of 10, I'm going to give you a good 9 out of 10. I think it's, like I said, one of the best flat rides Alton Towers has ever done. I think the constant flips on multiple occasions, but not too over flipping. And I think the teasing on the ride, in terms of teasing with the fountains, giving you some parts of the experience, giving you all parts of the experience in a number of times, and the story the ride's trying to tell us, it teases you towards those toxic fountains. I think that it's a wonderfully decorated and put through ride experience from top to bottom, start to finish, from when you enter the queue line, from when you exit down these steps. A wonderful flat ride, and Alton Towers should be really, really proud of themselves. And of course, the Toxicator theme continues around here at the Monster Energy self-serve kiosks, these sort of vending machine style kiosks. And obviously the toxic spillage soundtrack around a Monster Energy branded truck. Again, even though it's a sponsorship and it's a license, I'm glad they're sort of not just planking a monster truck in the middle of Forbidden Valley. I love the fact that Alton Towers have actually gone into detail with the smoke rising up from the top of the truck. You got the Monster Energy truck, but then you got the Nemesis arms around the top of the truck and sort of extending into the Monster Energy style kiosks, the self vending machines. So I love the fact that Alton Towers haven't just plonked a monster truck, a Monster Energy truck inside, you know, an Alton Towers themed area. They're actually going into detail and actually themed it up to make it look permanent, which I'll give Alton Towers massive respect for doing that. I thought I'd come under the tunnel just to see some of the themed posters around the tunnel in the pathway at the side. So you've got Vasporium contamination, know the signs. Again, lovely detail here, obviously a deformed sort of laboratory scientist or some kind of lab worker in a uniform with a tentacle coming out of him. So again, he's been kind of sort of toxicated, if you will, hence the name Toxicator. One thing I wanted to point out with this one is the name Wasparium. So this was on some of the toxic barrels in the queue line for Toxicator, and this was a name that I've seen on the poster here. One thing I wanted to know, is there the opportunity down the line to have a scare maze or a scare zone in Forbidden Valley based on Wasparium? I guess we'll have to find out with that one. But here's an extra hint towards the old Ripsaw ride. Can you cut it? So again, a nice nod to the old 1997 Topspin attraction. And again, what I love about the walls is they're not just gone with like a classic stone wall, they've got some of the toxic painting on it to make it look like the toxics sort of spilling down into the ride site, which I love. I do love the detail with this, and of course the Phalanx logo coming through as well. Stay alert, stay alive, fantastic posters on display in the pathway at the tunnel. And again, a link there to the name Wasparium with the toxic barrels. Will Wasparium have some kind of domino effect on a future scare zone or scare maze at the Alton Towers Resort around this location? I'd love to see like a Nox Infernus style scare zone with like people in the laboratory costumes, members of the Wasparium transport team. I think it'd be a really good idea, but we'll keep our eyes peeled in the future for any of that. So I didn't get a chance to have a look in this in the last season, but this is Supply Store Bunker 94, the brand new store that opened around Nemesis Reborn's opening time in 2024. This is the first chance I've actually had to have a look inside the shop. And of course, the big thing that stands out to me immediately is the Nemesis Reborn model, or the Nemesis Reborn creature model. Look at the detail on the eyes. It's so bloodthirsty and so Stranger Things style. And I love that kind of style. Again, look at the detail in that. And it must be on sale for a pretty big price with the amount of detail. Obviously some facts on the model. It's a 1/20 scale. And some facts on Nemesis Reborn as well, and the original Nemesis. And then we go around the shop, And you've got other pieces of merchandise here. You've got Nemesis Reborn hoodies, original Nemesis t-shirts, some more Nemesis Reborn merchandise. You've got the collared shirt. Oh,
detected. Radiation interference with power supplies.
I like that. I like that for an extra touch. Nemesis gilet jacket. Listen to the music, brilliant. Got the Phalanx merchandise. Again, I love the style of the merchandise. You've got the plain grey. I've got that t-shirt actually, funnily enough. I haven't got the hoodie though. That might be a purchasable item. And then here you've got the Toxicator merchandise. So again, I love the Toxicator merchandise. The black logo on the green shirt. You've also got the opposite colour version, or the reverse colour version, where you've got the green on black. And looking at the price for the shirts, and looking at the black and green one, for example, £25. So that's actually not too bad compared to normal prices. You've got a Toxicator hoodie. You've then got the Toxicator man bag, or as I like to call them, the pouch pack. And then you've got this style of hoodie themed Toxicator with the kind of caution green and black padding on the arms. That one is around the 60 mark, I believe. So again, very interesting price for that one. But yeah, all the merchandise here is brilliant. And if you are looking for some good deals on the merchandise, all keyrings and magnets, three of them for £2. That's a school offer. Individually priced at £6, no other discounts applicable for this school offer. So just keep an eye on that one and keep an eye on the T's and C's on the Alton Towers website. But Supply Store Bunker 94 has some excellent merchandise. The Toxicator store continues here with the drink cups, or the small drink cups. You can get some Toxicator slime over at the drink store, and I might go over there and get one at some point. That's what I'm interested in, the Toxicator pin badge. So some fantastic merchandise. I'll probably end up getting the pin badge. So this is the Skyride. Now this was reintroduced after, what, over a year of modifications and refurbishment. Millions of pounds going into this overhaul of the attraction. So you've still got the signs on the floor, the arrows pointing. There's your restrictions for the Skyride: no eating or drinking, no smoking, no vaping, remain all seated at all times, 10 per gondola. Push chairs and wheels chairs must be taken with us. The Skyride will not operate at low light levels and will not operate in high temperatures. So the weather is just about perfect for the Skyride. The exit and entrance signs have been fully repainted. It's gone for more of a traditional style feel. It feels very Icon at Pleasure Beach almost, in terms of the aesthetic of the signage of the ride. So yeah, I do like the look of that. We're going to give you some shots inside the Skyride as we head towards Mutiny Bay and Cbeebies Land to check out the construction of Project Sunshine. The Skyride originally replaced a 1960s four-person cable car linking Tower Street to the area that became Forbidden Valley. It was opened back in 1987 originally at a cost of around £6 million. After one fire at the Forbidden Valley station back in 2007, a second fire destroyed the Cloud Cuckoo Land station in 2009, and the attraction was removed and rebuilt during the 2009-2010 off-season with a fresh design. The original brown crystal gondolas were replaced by bright multicoloured models for improved aesthetics, and these modernised gondolas debuted for the 2009 season ahead of the Cloud Cuckoo Land station rebuild. It was closed all through 2023-2024 for a multi-million-pound refurbishment, including structural work, fresh signage, painted supports and improved queue fencing, and it reopened back in May 2025. One thing that I really do love about the Skyride is the refreshed signage just above me, prepare to take flight. That's just one example. Look at the rest of the main station down here on Tower Street if we flip you guys round. So you've got these brilliant golden gates that are very heavenly and graceful. The Skyride is really a smart attraction for the Alton Towers Resort, transporting guests from one end of the park to the other to save the walking distance. It's very good for those who get tired easy. It's very good for those who don't really can walk about and have got accessibility issues. So here at the Alton Towers Resort, it's a massive positive that the Skyride is back open for the 2025 season. So let's now go into your latest news updates around Cbeebies Land, the primary children's area that first opened in the spot where Old McDonald's Farmyard and Storybook Land once were in 2014. Now the first major change is obviously one that's been going on for a good few weeks now, and that is that the main entrance to Cbeebies Land is being rerouted due to the construction of Project Sunshine, which we'll go into the park and check out. So you're now having to enter via the side entrance near Spinball Wizard and the Big Fun Showtime Arena, which we'll take you to right now. So this is the side entrance to Cbeebies Land, and as we've said, it's not usually in use. However, due to the construction of Project Sunshine, it is the primary entrance to the area whilst the contraction is under construction, ready for the 2026 opening year projected for the ride. And we'll get round to Project Sunshine and check out the latest construction updates. This is obviously the Sunspring Special Sensory Garden. Now, entry into this particular attraction is now via the exit pathway of the ride. And the Cbeebies Land photo studio, just over in that back corner over there, is also closed due to the rerouting of Get Set Go and the construction of Project Sunshine, and we'll check out all of that as we move around the area. So this is the entrance to Get Set Go Treetop Adventure, formerly known as Squirrel Nutty here at Alton Towers, and this attraction's been slightly rerouted due to the construction of the brand new children's roller coaster coming next year, Project Sunshine. This particular ride was a fan favourite of mine as a kid when it was Squirrel Nutty, and it's a really good attraction for kids. Get Set Go, it's a really good interactive it used to be a pedal power attraction, now it's just a nice transportation style ride for children and families to check out the views of Cbeebies Land, and it's good that it's getting rerouted. I am sad that we're going to lose the kind of treehouse structure, the house structure that it went through in the original route. It is a shorter route compared to the original, however, it is due to the construction of the brand new ride for next year, Project Sunshine, the brand new children's roller coaster. So instead of going around the usual, where we have to go around the back end of Cbeebies Land through the Big Fun Showtime Arena, this is obviously where the ice arena used to be for die-hard fans of Alton Towers. Obviously you had Peter Rabbit on ice, you had Webmaster, you had so much wonderful ice shows around here in the old arena. Of course, that arena was SBNO for quite a while before Cbeebies Land came in. Now, fun fact about the Big Fun Showtime Arena and the ice arena that used to be here. Did you know there were plans to bring in a Shrek 4D attraction? Those plans were later cancelled, and of course the area became known as the Big Fun Showtime Arena when Cbeebies Land came in 2014, and of course the ice arena was demolished. So, fun fact for you there, Shrek was going to come into this area. So this right here is the site of Project Sunshine, the brand new children's roller coaster that will be debuting in 2026 in Cbeebies Land. Now, of course, this ride will replace Postman Pat Parcel Post. Now, Parcel Post was a classic family ride on the site of the old McDonald's tractor ride. Of course, all of this is set to be demolished, by the way. All of this will be flattened, ready for coaster development. I think you'd expect probably coaster development around the fall time, maybe heading into winter. So that's probably the most I'd expect coaster work, around the fall winter period. So obviously that's going to be very exciting to see. Now, of course, we don't know the official theme of this ride yet. However, the big rumour is Bluey. Bluey's the big rumour for this brand new roller coaster. And I'd be a massive fan of that. I think Bluey's a very popular kids show. I think that having that theme inside this particular ride would be a very good addition, a very good idea. So we shall see. So as we know, it will go here. All this is set to be demolished, ready for the coaster to begin work in the fall probably, or more than likely fall, heading into winter. And of course, they set up this little temporary Explorer lunchbox stand almost, where you get some light-hearted snacks near the big lunchbox restaurant. So again, very, very nice touch there. But Project Sunshine's obviously the big development for next season at Alton Towers. It's very much a family-friendly year next year for Alton Towers in terms of new attractions, especially with the opening of Toxicator and Nemesis Reborn the last couple of years. Curse at Alton Manor as well in 2023. You can hear some work over there, actually. let's see if we can try and get to a lower level and see if we can try and get you peeking over the fence. So this is just one side of the construction site where Project Sunshine is. As you can see, the big blue fencing all across here, all down there, and it's all going all the way down to where Get Set Go is. Now that blue building structure over there, if we zoom in slightly, we've got the old Cbeebies photo studio. Now that's set to close and is remaining closed at this moment in time at the very least, because of course the Get Set Go used to operate and run literally through the tree structure connecting the bottom of that building, which is the Cbeebies photo studio. Now obviously Get Set Go is being rerouted for Project Sunshine, and the Cbeebies photo studio's remained closed since. So we're not too sure on the future of the photo studio. However, we will keep you informed on any new updates as we get it, and we'll keep you in the loop regarding the future, long-term, of Cbeebies Land post Project Sunshine as well. So Cbeebies Land right here at Alton Towers is going to look a very different area in 2026, with the closure and removal of Postman Pat's Parcel Post, a rerouted Get Set Go Treetop Adventure, and the addition of Project Sunshine, the brand new family roller coaster, which will open hopefully at the start of next season. So Cbeebies Land is going to be completely different to 2014 when you walk back through in 2026. And here on the Coast Shell YouTube channel, we'll be checking out all of the updates, keeping you guys updated on the latest construction from the site and the rerouting of Get Set Go and the reopening of Get Set Go, which is hopefully around July time, kind of start of July. So fingers crossed we'll get more updates on Project Sunshine as soon as we get it. But some brilliant updates down there in Cbeebies Land. So of course down this pathway you get Altonville Mine Tours, Tiny's Revenge. Now of course there is confirmation via a heritage post that scare mazes will not be taking place inside the towers, and that's been confirmed by the heritage team. So it looks like Altonville Mine Tours is not going to be coming back, as well as the attic terror of the towers. The attic terror of the towers has been completely gutted out. The heritage team have taken everything from inside the towers ruins where the attic maze stood, and the Altonville Mine Tours looks like it could be on the way out as well. So we're not going to get any mazes inside the towers at all for Scarefest going forward at the minute, which is obviously a real shame, but it's nice to see a new direction for Scarefest in terms of mazes in and around the event, around the Gothic ruins. And yeah, Altonville Mine Tours is no more, so of course that's debuted way back around 2016, I think it was. 2016, Altonville Mine Tours, the legend of the Skin Snatchers. And then 2023 we reimagined for a couple of years with Tiny's Revenge, the kind of extended storyline for the attraction, with Tiny added to the story. But overall, it looks like Altonville's no more, alongside the attic terror at the towers, and we'll keep you informed of any other Scarefest updates as we get them. So after talking around there about Altonville Mine Tours, we thought we'd come over this way, because this is some of the theming on Altonville. It is still here, and it'd be interesting to see what exactly is the future of Altonville Mine Tours. Now, obviously we know via the heritage team, as we said earlier, that it won't utilise the towers for Scarefest in terms of mazes this year and going forward, which is obviously a shame, but we do move on. So no attic, that's been gutted out. What is the future of Altonville Mine Tours? I personally think it could get replaced with a similar type of theme, but just a brand new story, just to keep it fresh, keep it reimagined, maybe a different style of maze inside there. However, you never know, this could just be sat there SPNO for a bit of theming. Could be used as a Scarefest jump scare if you put it closer to the pathway around there, if you're not going to use Altonville Mine Tours anymore. So the future of Altonville is definitely up in the air when you look at the rumours and the speculation and from what we've seen from the heritage team. So keep your eyes peeled on Altonville, because it may come back, it may not come back. We don't know 100% for certain yet. And of course, when the park releases more official information, we will bring that here on the channel as well. So down this pathway during the regular season, you'd be able to take a shortcut straight to 13, the 2010 multi-dimensional roller coaster by Intamin. But now, of course, this path, as you can see by the green barrier with the no entry sign, in fact, that's a bit folded, let me flip that back so it's a bit straight. Please excuse our appearance, this pathway is currently closed, please use alternative routes. And that is because of that survival game style building just down there as we zoom in. So you can see gravel there on the floor, you see mixers, you see a little tiny digger almost. And yeah, this is all getting the pathway and the kind of connection point towards 13, ready for the use of this brand new survival game style building for Scarefest 2025. The name and theme, we don't know yet as for this particular new maze. I'd love to see something relating to 13, like with the Wraiths, or like a spin-off of the Nox Infernus Scare Zone from 2015 Scarefest. That only ran for like one season, and it was a real shame because I did like the look of the Wraiths going around, the green lighting. It did look like a really good scare zone around Dark Forest. It really brought some life to the area, and I think that a maze like this relating to the Dark Forest could be the start of potential changes in the Dark Forest in the long term for Alton Towers, and we'll talk more about that when we get up to Rita. But there's some Scarefest construction for you. Not much has changed over the last 24 hours, just the same kind of materials and resources on site. And they're getting the whole area, the pathway, the lighting area, all ready for this brand new maze debuting this year at Alton Towers Scarefest. And of course, when they do make the official announcement, we'll keep you guys peeled for more updates, and we'll keep you guys informed about the latest information revealed by the park as soon as we get it. So this right here is the site of one of the Scarefest mazes from last year that debuted, the brilliant compound. So you've got the toilets next door, but literally over this fence is compound. Now, this is like a survival game style building. There is another one that's been built in the old Darkest Depths near the Dark Forest. That's going to debut this year at Scarefest. We don't know the theme, don't know the name, and we'll do some more Scarefest stuff a little bit later. But as you can see here, compound, Lane Decadent, it's going to come back this year for Scarefest for its second full year. But yeah, I heard some mixed reviews of Compound in its debut year. They'll make some enhancements, they'll make some changes, they'll bring up the scares up a little bit. But yeah, Compound staying there waiting for Halloween to roll around and for it to reopen again for a second year at the Alton Towers Resort. Compound looks like a pretty good scare maze, and I'm looking forward to trying the scare experience out very, very soon. So this right here is the Lakeside Suite, which is the conference suite here at the Alton Towers Resort. Now you're probably thinking, why am I standing outside the Lakeside Suite? Well, this is also the home for the last couple of years of Daz Games Panic, the scare immersive experience at Alton Towers Scarefest around September, October. Now, obviously we don't know for certain if Daz Games Panic is coming back to the resort. At the minute it's still the Lakeside Suite, but we're waiting for Scarefest construction to start around here if Daz Games is to be coming back for another season. And we'll keep our eyes peeled for the latest updates on Daz Games Panic, and we'll bring them to you on the Theme Park Newsroom series. But I thought I'd just bring you around here just to kind of give you a look of the area before construction might start for Daz Games Panic. So again, some mixed reviews of that at times, some good reviews, some constructive reviews, etc. of Daz Games Panic, things need to work on, things that did well. It's an immersive scare experience with a bit of activity and game thrown in. But if we know about the future of Daz Games Panic before you do, we'll bring you the latest updates as we get them. But here is the Lakeside Suite, where Daz Games Panic takes place. Now then, this is where you'd walk up to Burial Grounds. Again, the future of that one is uncertain, 100%, but again, we'll give you some more updates when we have them. Now, the Dark Forest is an eerie land where the darkest nightmares created and invented by Mother Nature take over anyone who dare step inside these hallowed grounds. Now, there are two nightmares awaiting you at every turn. The first is 13, where you have to escape via the crypt, but whatever you do, you better not go alone. Now the second is an actual escape using the abandoned raceway of Thunder Rock Valley, known as Rita, the former Queen of Speed. However, the Rita runway, or I should say the accelerator runway, is unavailable at the moment. The Intamin Accelerator Coaster, which first opened at the park here in 2005 as Rita Queen of Speed, is currently closed for essential maintenance. We don't know yet when this attraction may reopen or if it will reopen, but once we get official confirmation from the theme park, we'll bring it to you here on the Coaster Shell YouTube channel. But in terms of riding Rita, this is probably as close as we're going to get. So right behind me is the former site of the Blade Ride, the old Huss pirate ship that was one of the oldest operating rides in Alton Towers history. It was removed at the end of the previous season, and this site now stands abandoned in 2025. So as we said, the Blade operated since 1980, permanently removed during the 24-25 off-season, leaving this empty pit in amongst the trees and bushes in Forbidden Valley. It originally launched as the pirate ship in the Fantasy World area, then known as Springfield Centre, on the site of the former Submission ride. It was then relocated in 1997 to Forbidden Valley, taking over the old Thunderlooper Trench alongside the Ripsaw attraction which debuted that particular year, and renamed the Blade. So as you can see, this is the abandoned trough, or part of the abandoned trough for the old Blade Ride, behind the old Monster Energy truck van with the vending machines and kiosks with the Monster Energy coming out of it. Now, I've always thought what my prediction would be as to what will replace the Blade in the future, and I think I've got an idea. A Huss Frisbee ride, compact enough to fit within the Blade's ride area at the base, with a 43 metre at peak swing, but the pivotal orbit height is half of that at 21-22 metres. So it's kind of perfect for Alton Towers' tree height restrictions, staying in line with the clever thinking and creative influence of how to bring in this type of attraction. There can be slight modifications if need be, and there's also an excellent throughput on a Huss Frisbee with up to 1,000 or 1,250 riders per hour. So it's a very, very high capacity flat ride, and something that I think would work with the Phalanx theming in Forbidden Valley. It's been a jam-packed newsroom episode today. Thank you all for sticking by with me with this particular video. Make sure you do one more thing for me. Like the video, hit the subscribe button. We've just hit 3K. Brilliant, while we're on park, fantastic. And make sure you all do hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. This is the Coast Shell YouTube channel. Doncaster born but built for theme park news. Keep living the coast alive, and I'll see you in the next video very, very soon. Take care. Have a Towers-tastic day.
Keep your head back. Hold on tight. You must escape.